seen in the meta over the last couple of months. So the deck just seemed to be so heavily stacked against him, but Pavel doesn't care what the odds are. He's going to find his way through regardless, and we have come all the way full circle back to Malygos Rogue against Malygos Druid. It's going to be nuts.
It is, and these players, this is single elimination. The loser is out. The winner moves on to the semi-finals of the World Championship. Everything on the line for these players. This is going to be the last game for one of these guys. The winner will move on. And Amnesiac now has a hell of a lot of ramp in his opening, but nothing quite to ramp into until the Maya Keeper came out.
That feeling when you can play your entire hand on turn one.
Yeah, on paper it sounds cool.
Yeah,
a lot of the time, a lot of the time it doesn't work out very well.
Druid of the Flame available here. I love this decision from Amnesiac. He didn't really get rewarded for it, although the Forbidden Ancient is kind of cute. Basically, looking at his hand...
Just drop a 7/7.
Right, looking at his hand, he has 1,000,000 mana available, but nothing to spend it on, so he went for a minion to try and find something to spend all the mana on. Didn't get a huge threat, but Forbidden Ancient, I guess, fulfills that role. Picks up the Drake as well, no, so now his hand is looking a lot more well-rounded.
Yeah, especially now he can just potentially this turn hero power in, use the Moonfire if he wants to feel extremely defensive, and then go for an innovate into the Azure Drake next turn. But we will see. It's going to be at least a hero power for now. Just get rid of that spell power. Thanos is going to cycle, but never want to leave a spell power minion on the board if you can help it.
Yeah, I think Pavel just gave a little nod there and said, okay, no wild growth. We can work with this, but I don't think he quite knows what's coming over the next few turns. There's no wild growth, but there is a lot of mana acceleration to come here, and Amnesiac is now drawing into some of those huge threats that he needs to be able to spend all this mana that he has available to him.
Yeah. Wouldn't even mind, okay, he's gonna go for the Maya Keeper. If he went out with the Drake, he could even just Moonfire down the 1/1 just to make it even more safe and require an even firm answer from Pavel. But he's gonna take it slow and wants to build into the big turns later. So bear in mind, Pavel is playing the Malygos version of the Rogue and not the Quest the Adventure one that can start to stack up a hell of a lot of damage based on Cold Bloods and Stealth minions. Malygos Rogue takes a while to get cooking.
Yeah, much harder for this deck to just push through on tempo. They don't have that option to go for the Cold Blood Conceal Gambit, for example, that you see a lot of rogues doing in awkward situations because those cards just aren't available to them in their deck. They do have to kind of push through to their eventual win condition more consistently. It's a more linear game plan a lot of the time, just with the quality mid-range minions that they have available to them backing that up. So Pavel knows he's not going to get out of this game quickly, and Amnesiac will know that as well, which will give him solace because he will still feel like he's going to have time to play through all these power cards in his hand.
Yeah, and if it's something you want as the Druid player in general, it's just more time. A lot of the time you actually just draw most of your deck and end the game through that. Both players pretty much looking for that game plan overall, and there's Ragnaros in Amnesiac's hand. That guy, it's a lot to answer for. He's joining the Heroes of the Storm squad as one of the new characters, and he thinks he's, he thinks he's everything now. Been involved in almost every game, and okay. That is a huge backstab. And now I just like the coin shiv.
I mean...
Shiv him in the face!
It's not as readily apparent as it seems because that coin is a phenomenal card in Pavel's hand right now. He has an Auctioneer and a Van Cleef that both want to use that coin. It would be a very disciplined move to hold this back, but I think this is right. I think Pavel has actually seen the line here. I commend his patience in this situation. I think that coin is more useful in his hand than just 6 damage to face.
I would have still liked to see the shift to face.
I know that you like hitting people in the face, Alex, but sometimes...
Whoa, in Hearthstone, come on.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Don't just tell everyone I like punching people in the face. That's not true.
To clarify, Alexander Bagley has 0 assault convictions.
Thanks. But there is Ragnaros. He's going to need to make an impact. He's been one of the most impactful cards in this series, at least. He's going to have to do some work now as Amnesiac going to great lengths to push forward in. He does have the backup plans of the Sylvanas, has the Fandral into Feral Rage as well. Rag is not playing nice this time and just kills off the 1/1. Nothing like what Amnesiac would have wanted from that turn.
Nope, but no super clean answer for Pavel, and by super clean I just mean sap, essentially, because, you know, sapping Rag doesn't feel great sometimes if you can't really net huge tempo backing it up, but when it's been innovated out, sap is of course the answer that you're looking for. No such luck right now, but Pavel is just picking up damage in this situation, so he might just decide that it's time to flick the switch here and just race this with minions, although the Eviscerate does give him the Ragnaros answer that he needs as well.
Yeah, it looks like he might actually go for the face tank. I like this.
Face tank, coin Edwin.
Yeah, I like it. I was going to say there is the option to coin Shiv to do it, but then you develop no minions, and you're just going to basically hand Amnesiac a free turn to some extent. So I like this one. Van Cleef is going to come down as an 8-8, and a lot of the time there's only really mulch that is an answer, unless you can play Sylvanas.
And I've spoken multiple times this series about what a great hand reader Amnesiac is, but you do not need to be a great hand reader to put Pavel on no sap right now, based on that turn that you saw from Pavel coming out. So the Sylvanas almost guaranteed to get his work done here.
Gadgets and prep sap. I can see it now.
You're a dreamer, Alex.
I mean, it might just be the line he has to go for here.
I mean, you can actually double your draws by Sinister Striking first, and then you can hit sap off this draw or off the draw from the preparation. That appears to be what Pavel is going for here. If he doesn't get it, looks like a sap!
Called it! The sap, and Amnesiac is not happy, and understandably so. Just again, when he needed it.
Remember, and I say this with the greatest of love, you would not have got that sap with the play that first came into your fight.
Yeah, of course.
You had to stop and think about it, realize that playing the Sinister Strike doubled your outs, and this is exactly what I've been talking about from Pavel the whole time. He considered his options that turn. He found the stronger line. He's put himself in a potential game-winning, match-winning, World Championship semi-finals position because of it.
Yeah, this is huge. The temptation for a less experienced player to say, well, of course I save Sinister Strike for Malygos. It's how I win the game. It's all my damage. Very, very tempting indeed. But Pavel knows better and may win this game because of it. And winning this game, as you said, winning this series and moving on. This is going to be almost an impossible task from Amnesiac at this point. That sap was simply crippling.
Chill Wind Yeti in 2016. This 4-5 on the board might just end up sealing the game for him. That Forbidden Ancient that he picked up to try and spend a huge amount of mana on does end up coming down as a 5-5 to contest. Pavel is looking at 6 damage right now. He's going to go Auctioneer here. Second sap going to come out. He's just going to dig. Backstab picked up. He's just going for minion presence right now.
And look at this for next turn. He has Shiv, Fan of Knives for guaranteed card draw, regardless of whether the Auctioneer lives. Amnesiac has to clear this board. Swipe is going to help.
It just isn't.
This is not enough.
It just isn't.
No,
he gets himself to 6. I cannot believe my eyes. At one point I said Young Savage was already written on the trophy, but Pavel had other ideas. Shiv to the face, dagger to the face from 0-3 to 4-3.
He's doing it again.
Twice in the course of one